Hey everyone, Meekin here. So just a quick late update on what's going on because I've been sitting here for 3 hours now waiting and getting just incremental updates here, and I'm sure you're all waiting for updates as well. So I want to give you the absolute latest that we have on what's going on with stimulus. We'll see what we can make of this. So here's the thing. Earlier today, Mitch McConnell indicated his support for a $748 billion package. All mention of the $916 billion package is gone, as long as Pelosi drops her request for state and local government funding. Well, at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, Pelosi and Manchin, Schumer, McCarthy, and McConnell all met in person for a discussion in Nancy Pelosi's office. And this is really the first time that they've actually had an in-person meeting all together before, which is kind of shocking. And it's good news that they're meeting in person again. Well, after 58 minutes, they said that they would meet again later in the evening. So we went from 4 to 4:58 of our first meeting, and then at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, they met again. After an hour and 10 minutes, McCarthy and McConnell left Nancy Pelosi's office and went over to Mitch McConnell's office. So that way the Republicans could talk and the Democrats could talk, kind of separating. After another hour and 22 minutes of sitting around, McConnell and McCarthy come out on their way to Pelosi's office and say, quote, McCarthy says, "I think it's going really well. I think we're really close." McCarthy says, "I think we've built a lot of trust. I think we're moving in the right direction. I think there's a possibility of getting it done." 9 minutes later at 10:12 p.m., we hear that one of the potential reasons this meeting could be taking much longer than expected is because the Congressional Progressive Caucus, a group of 100 representatives and one senator, is considering taking a hard line and voting against any proposal that does not include stimulus checks. The chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus raised that idea tonight, and their members appear receptive to this idea. Apparently, this group has to vote together. 100 representatives, that's a crap ton of representatives. I mean, they're 435, and that's just in the House, but you need the House. That's a lot of potential pressure on Pelosi. And so this might be one of the things that's causing some delay. The easiest thing to do here is just to look at a statement they put out. This is separate from their call, but here's a statement they put out tonight. They said, members of the Congressional Progressive Caucus sent a letter to House and Senate leadership on Friday, the 12th, and then this is their update today that they sent this letter, that they want direct cash payments. Direct cash payments have been shown to be far more effective in delivering critically needed aid to communities and stimulating our economy. And remember, this letter is from tonight, compared to other programs like the PPP. So you actually have this group saying, hey, we care more about checks than we care about the PPP. Okay, this letter was signed by 17 members of the executive board, but they speak on behalf of the 100 members that are part of this. Initial research into the impact of the CARES Act shows an overwhelming advantage to each dollar spent on unemployment insurance payments. While the CARES Act committed only half of the $510 billion it included for the PPP program, increasing UI had a far greater and more equitable impact on the U.S. economic recovery than the PPP did. So, in other words, unemployment, in their opinion, had a way bigger effect on the economy, and that's entirely possible because there are a lot of businesses who took the PPP who didn't really need the PPP money. But there's also nothing potentially wrong with that, given the way they set the program up. Okay, enhanced UI benefits and direct payments are a crucial part of any COVID relief package, and should be included alongside housing and homelessness assistance. I actually do not think we have any reference to homelessness right now other than the $25 billion for rental aid. Expanded SNAP benefits, which we do have. Increased funding for state and local aid, which that's a big question mark. All pandemic UI benefits and bonus payments for UI beneficiaries should be fully funded for a minimum of 6 months. We're only getting 16 weeks right now, which is 4 months. Next COVID relief package should build on the success rather than repeat the shortcomings of the CARES Act. Accordingly, we encourage increased investment into enhanced UI and direct payments while capping PPP loans to target relief towards small businesses. Right. Probably capping the amount of employees or something like that. Okay, so this is happening at the same time as Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, McCarthy, and who am I missing? Schumer are all still negotiating. So then at 10:22 p.m. Eastern time, which that's just 30 minutes ago, McConnell says, I'm optimistic that we're going to be able to get a deal. He is asked then by the reporters tonight, like, are we going to get a deal tonight? And he reiterated sometime soon, getting closer and closer. Now, there's a report that he left the Capitol along with Schumer, so it's not entirely clear if they're coming back or if they're dealing with the rest by phone. It sounds like Pelosi and McCarthy are still present. On Schumer's way out, he said, I think there is a genuine desire to come to an agreement by all four parties, which that makes it sound like minution's not there. Working, he says. Schumer said at about 10:35 p.m. that they're exchanging paper. So it doesn't sound like they're gone permanently for the night. Like this appears to be a really important night. And when we think about why this night could potentially be so important, is mostly because if we got a deadline coming up here on the on Friday the 18th. And I was going to take the whiteboard, but honestly, I could just say it. We realistically need to have an agreement tonight, so that way when Congress comes to work together, they can get everyone together and go and actually bang out the bill. Get the legal review done on the bill, get the Congressional Budget Office to review the bill. It's 600 pages long. Like, somebody's got to review all that crap. And then they got to set it up to vote on in the House on Thursday. And then the Senate would vote on it on Friday. And then President Trump has to sign it on Friday. Otherwise, and this has to be done with the omnibus package. So, like, you really only got one working day, which is Wednesday, before Thursday, which is the day they have to pass this bill by. So that's why tonight is so unique in that they are literally, and I hate to say, like, oh my gosh, they're working long hours, but ironically, yeah, they're working long hours today. Again, it's the last update we had here was at 10:35 p.m. Eastern time, and they're still working on it, exchanging paper and implying they could get a deal tonight, which again makes sense given that tomorrow's the last working day to review everything, vote in the House on Thursday, vote in the Senate Friday, President Trump signs, and then that's it. We get our omnibus bill done. The government gets funded. We get our stimulus package. We're not sure what add-ons are going to be in this. Now, given that, this group took, think about it. They spoke for 58 minutes at 4:30 p.m. And then they spoke, and then they spoke for another hour and 10 minutes together at 7:30 p.m. And then they spoke again as of about 10:03 for about 30 minutes. And in the meantime, McConnell and McCarthy also had an hour and 22 minutes to themselves. Like, this is a real negotiation now. Like, this is the stuff that should have been happening 7 months ago. They're all like, remember we would always say in the comments, like, can we just lock them in a freaking room and get this stuff done? That sounds like it's what's happening tonight. Oh man. See, I never filmed this late, so I have these lights scheduled to turn off. That's yeah. So 8 o'clock, my lights turn off. So anyway, that's the update as we have it right now. I will go live again in the middle of the night if I get more updates, but literally I got nothing else right now. So you got everything here. Thank you so much for watching. Get your 4 free stocks, get your life insurance. The link's down below. Email me for a bundle. Folks, we will see you later. Thanks so much for being here. Bye, everyone. And it was fun chatting with you all in the live chat earlier, too, while we were waiting. Bye.